Hello Virgo, Virgo Rising and Virgo Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting March 20th, 2017. And just a heads up for you guys, I'm going to be making a special video coming out here soon on why do astrologers ask you to check out your rising sign? Why is that relevant? Might get a bit technical, but I'll try not to make it too heady, but I hope it's educational. I hope it, really does help kind of alleviate or answer the questions, because I get questions about that a million times. I've even made videos about it before, but I think I got to do that just on the regular, and I will. Also, if you guys ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. Say hi, Bunny. Say hi, Bunny. Say hi to all the Virgos. Alright, put her down for a second. So, what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, Virgo, honestly, this week is very quiet, especially for the first few days. In fact, none of the alignments I'm going to be talking about even begin until Thursday. We do have the Sun going into Aries on Monday, into your 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, passive income, self-employment income. And I did address that in the monthly horoscopes. And basically, what we're doing is we're trying to get more out of this area. We're trying to really get more out of this area, really amp it up, really put it through some serious improvements, some serious healing, but also increase the yield of what we're getting out of it. Whether it's making more time for intimacy over the next 4 weeks, whether it's making more time for intimate encounters with a partner, or even just finding new partners to become intimate with, as well as being able to get more out of our passive income or our self-employment income. During this time, you're going to notice that, your personal business, or even your side business, your side hobby, your investments are starting to pay you more money. Oh my goodness, sorry, so much cat hair. They are shedding because it's getting warmer here. Anyway, you're getting more money out of these areas as well. They're starting to pay off a lot more. But the sun is also trying really, really hard to get your attention on this area, because sometimes it goes where we've been neglecting something for far too long. We also have, at the end of the week, our alignments that are starting up here. We've got Mercury in this area on overnight Thursday to Friday, forming an opposition to Jupiter, currently retrograde in this space. In your earned income sector, in your 2nd house. So 2 money areas are in opposition. And when we have Mercury opposite Jupiter retrograde, we have to pay attention to where something is perhaps too big a project to take on all at once right now. Whether it's at work, whether it's, again, a personal thing, maybe it's your own job, maybe it's something you're trying to implement, it doesn't mean it can't happen. I've been telling everyone, it's about finding out what's impractical, not impossible. There may be some things you're trying to roll out, some investments you're trying to put down on, some money you're trying to make really, really fast, but we're going to need to make sure that we can do this sensibly. What we can't get done over the next month will be able to come back to us in June, however. So I want you to pay attention to that and just keep that in mind. If we're having, don't get into a rush and don't sign on the dotted line, don't inundate yourself this week when it comes to these extra side opportunities. There may be one too many. We also have, over the weekend, the Sun going up against Venus retrograde. Alright, they're going to conjunct in this area, this 8th house. And this is focusing more on the intimacy, more on the romantic side of things. And we're going to be confronting some insecurities or even some fears when it comes to intimacy within ourselves or possibly within our partner. Now, there might not even be fears there. Sometimes it's just an imbalance, it's a complex. And usually with Venus retrograde, the focus is always on, things that are just simply about solving emotional issues for the moment, but not for the long term. And so there could be an issue going on where maybe there's not enough intimacy. Sometimes people withdraw. Sometimes, or maybe during this Venus retrograde, you've noticed that strain happening. But going complete self-deprivation, or depriving of another, or both of you, is not in balance. But then again, we could be dealing with the opposite. Some people put all of their self-worth and all of a relationship's worth in physical intimacy. And that's not a balance either. So we've got to get things back to the middle, and I think that's what's going to be happening with this Sun. So if you've been feeling like, maybe again, this has gotten to an unhealthy extreme in terms of too much, or an unhealthy extreme in terms of nothing, well, we're finally bringing this back to the right balance. So what's going on with your cards, we may ask? Well, first, let me move this cat who's just like, Daddy, I want your attention so much. Which is strange, because I did a video for my other channel and she was not having it. I wanted to hold her, she was not having it. So now she wants it. So, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of bliss this week, Virgo. And the card of bliss is interesting because usually when we see bliss, we're talking about focusing on your own contentment, your own security, what's going to change the standard of living around you. The bliss card offers a blessing of protection as well this week. Anything that goes on this week is purely an elective choice of yours, because you can actually decide to stay with yourself, or at least stay where there is peace, and you want to focus on that peace, setting that standard of peace. When we talk about setting a standard, setting a vibrational standard, that's what happens when you raise your vibration and you're holding space correctly, you are setting a standard that says, malignance and negative energy and, fear and crazy, that's not permitted to be in this space. That is not permitted to be here. It will be cleansed and negated if it insists on showing up at all. And maybe you need to be focusing on that a little bit, whether spiritually or even just figuratively with your actions. Where have we not set enough of a standard of peace in our life? Some people like the chaos a little bit, but we do need to have that peace in our lives as well. And this is a week where we need to focus on peace more than anything else. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Justice card upright. And with the Justice card, this can be very reassuring for a lot of you because financially we've got a lot of yes answers in a good way coming your way. This is one of the very few cut and dry yes answer cards of the deck. So if you've submitted any proposals, applications, things along those lines, you can bet you've got the right person's attention. In fact, with the Justice card upright, there may be some kind of deal set in stone or signed on paper this week, and it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that during a Venus retrograde. But with the with the Justice card upright, it's also very important to pay attention to where there needs to be a focus on fairness. You may be actually able to negotiate something that's more fair to you this week, whether it's compensation, financial compensation from a client or from a corporation that you're working for or an organization that you're in. Whether we're looking for financial compensation or benefit compensation or maybe just even doing some kind of trade, the Justice card upright is saying, look, what you're asking for may actually be completely fair. Or maybe if you're asking for a bit too much, you still may get more than what you have right now, because at least we know that fair is still better than that. And it looks like people are ready to give and share with you. So, good news on that front. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we have the Six of Swords upright. There may be some more communications going on with a friend or a relative at a distance this week. Maybe even planning a trip, maybe even a move. You may be finding out that somebody's moving away or moving closer to you. Or we may be even getting closer to people that we've only kept at a distance, or people coming from a distance. This card can show up for somebody who is coming into your life that sort of belongs either to a friendship circle that you're not a part of right now, but you used to. Almost like they're coming back into your space to reconnect you with a part of you need in the present. And the interesting thing about the Six of Swords is, this person might not be somebody who, would fit right in with the group you're in right now, or fit right in to the social culture that you surround yourself in right now. But maybe this person is closer because they don't, and that can be very true in a lot of cases. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Queen of Wands reversed. This week can be full of its own power struggles because it looks like this Queen of Wands reversed is trying to get her way. But the interesting thing about the Queen of Wands reversed is we've got tempers flaring from this person. Because usually the Queen of Wands reversed can be a bit of a bully. She's used to getting her way through force. Either she's doing it because she's forcing it on people, she's coming on really, really strong. And no, this is not supposed to be some confident person who knows their worth. This is somebody who thinks aggressive is the same as assertive, that's ignorant. One of the things that I would say that you need to pay attention to is this is not somebody you need to bend to, though. Okay, this is not somebody who's worth compromising yourself for to keep the peace. And you don't need to win her approval. You don't need to necessarily have her authorization or have her clearance or have her endorsement, to live well. This could be a friend, this could be a family member who may actually just be a, kind of a troll or a bully in disguise. This may be somebody completely different. Okay? In fact, with the Queen of Wands reversed, I want to share a little bit of a quote I posted on Facebook recently. I actually heard this from somebody else. This is not my quote. basically, trolls live under bridges because there's not even a place for them in hell. You know, and so when I think of somebody as nasty as the vibe I'm getting from this person is, that might be something to keep in mind. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Two of Pentacles upright. Interestingly enough, a lot of you Virgo people are going to have your options this week. You single Virgos out there who've been trying to meet somebody new, you've been trying to talk to people, mix and mingle, attract somebody to see if we can explore some stuff with, well, it looks like we may be getting more than one. We may be getting more than two. And this seems to be, you know, kind of a cue to give them all a try. You know, don't settle on the first person you meet this week. And even if you're already talking to somebody, you know, it's not saying that you can't talk to other people. You know, you may need to talk to somebody else to find out how good the person you have. Again, this is if you're not official. You might need to talk to somebody else to find out that, yeah, you're better with the person that you've already been talking to than you thought. And sometimes you need to see that there are options out there, because sometimes it can tell us that we've settled for something too quickly. We might have wanted something so bad, we settled for the first thing that came along. And the Two of Pentacles is saying, you know, again, nobody's making any commitments here. So single Virgos, you can do that. When it comes to you coupled Virgos, however, don't worry, this has nothing to do with that. You're not going to be inundated with that. It's a different message. You know, because for a lot of you coupled Virgos, it kind of seems like a lot of you are going to be focusing a bit more on trying to bring something back, like bring something back into your guys' space that you've taken off the table for a while, okay? Whether it's, you know, a dream vacation, a move, or maybe even a change in job, a change in residence. Maybe we're just trying to, you know, we're trying to shake things up with the way we do things at home, some kind of big plan that you and your partner have been trying to do. But we need to find a way to get the time to do it, because the other issue that comes up is that the distractions that are coming your way are coming from all over. I would honestly say if you want to have more time with your partner or your spouse, even if you already live together, this week you need to set a night to do that. This is not a week for spur of the moment. You know, just a heads up about that, because it will get very, very busy. So I hope you found this helpful, guys. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.